Hello, Christian Fellowship Church.
Hey y'all, how's it going?
We are doing a little bit of a video tribute because we wanted to say we are so grateful to have celebrated our 1 year anniversary here with you, and we wanted to say thank you for making your family our family, and now we are one church family, and so.
And it's funny, it slipped our mind a little bit this year because there had been a lot going on, and we meant to do this earlier, and so I'm sorry that we're late on our anniversary.
I can't believe you guys had a pandemic while we had our first year here. That was kind of ridiculous.
It's a lot.
So we were talking about some of our initial memories and thoughts back over the year.
Yeah. I was remembering, it's funny, Phoebe brought it up last night. We were reflecting about moving from Oregon to here, and she was just asking what we did and where we came from. And I remember it was a long 2 weeks in that Explorer with our family and our dog, and we had stayed in a lot of hotels. We saw a lot of cool stuff. But when we finally made it to Ohio, we were staying at the Lindsay's house because our house wasn't ready yet. And we went down to their basement, and it was the coziest, sweetest spot. Smitha had she had these 2 beds out for the kids and a little spot for our dog and Rufus. And she just had like lots of pillows and like soft blankets, and it was dim. There was a sweet little sign because we got there pretty late. And I think all of us were just so grateful, and we couldn't even express how like beautiful that site was because we had been just sharing one room for 2 weeks with each other, and sharing beds with each other too. And so it was just so nice to have our own spot, and it was just so hospitable and so comfortable and inviting and loving. And so I remember thinking, okay, we made it and we can do this. We're gonna get a good night's sleep tonight.
Yeah, and I remember in the first couple days when we got here, our truck came and Cliff Torrey basically came and unloaded our entire house by himself. A few other people were able to come and go, but it was on a work day, and so I remember Cliff just telling me how he was recently retired, I think, and I thought a young man like that recently retired, but he just soldiered on. I think he was there 8 or 10 hours.
He was.
And then
he just kept going. He's like a superhero, like a machine,
Yeah, I was like, well, Cliff, I gotta go do some stuff. Just watching movies.
Kept him back.
And then Harry Smale came a few days later and basically weeded our whole beds.
Yeah,
and,
I remember that too.
I remember thinking, man, I can't weed as long as this guy. He's just killing it out there. So.
We don't even know what weeds are sometimes and
true.
what's a real plant.
Pick some flowers.
We're glad that Harry was there to help us out. While I remember Cliff moving in all of our stuff, we had this amazing group of CFC ladies come and unpack our boxes and put things away and clean out the cabinets and the drawers, and help us organize. And I remember being really overwhelmed because it just all felt so overwhelming. And so I remember Jill Blazik and Linda Scott and Twyla and Crystal and people just saying, you should put that there. That's going to be a good spot for you. And you want to make sure that that's right by your dishwasher. And I just remember thinking, okay, good, that these ladies have it under control.
Oh, yeah.
And then a few days later, Paula and Crystal were back and they were painting some rooms, and Paula was unpacking and like setting up our stuff. And I think she actually folded your underwear and put it away in the drawers. And so that was funny.
It's nice to have somebody fold that, So we wanted to spend a few minutes just saying how grateful we are to be part of this church family and how loved we have felt for this past year, and how we hope that this is just a long relationship and we have so many hopes for the future. What are some things that we were talking about that we appreciate about our new home here?
Well, I would say the hospitality of the people here. You mentioned earlier that they have made us our family, but that is 100% true. When you have family that lives far away, and you've made a family in another state, and then you've moved from that state, you feel really lost and you feel like you don't belong anywhere. And I feel like the people, our community of CFC, had made us their family, and so they invited us into their homes. They brought us tons of goodies and food that first few days. I remember Kay Scott bringing us really fresh veggies and things like that for us to eat.
Kay makes these cookies too. There, she puts little Reese's cups into them.
She does make those.
She says it's real easy to make, but they're incredibly
They're always
delicious.
like baked perfectly, like Kay does.
Yeah.
And I just remember that, and that has continued. I mean, when I think about the Scotts, I think about how they invited our kids over for an Easter egg hunt during the pandemic, and I think about the Headings family and how last summer we went to a concert and we had a date night, and she just invited our kids to spend the night, and I know lots of people would do that, and I think that is family. That's like having an extension of your family with you here, and that's what has meant the most to me. Feeling like a Texas orphan has not felt so bad here in Ohio because we've had this family embrace us and love us like their own.
Yeah, and you guys have really loved our kids really well.
And we know
they may be shy.
Some of them are not easy.
They may be shy at times, but people still have embraced them and really cared for them, and we
came to
really
sporting
appreciate
events.
that. Yeah. So yeah, we've appreciated that. I appreciate the generosity of this church. I feel like anytime there's a need, people have stepped into the void and filled that and taken care of people that don't have as much a lot of times. And there's always somebody willing to step in and do things that need to be done. One thing I love is just we initially, when we were starting to interview, I love the mission statement, real love in real life. But what I've kind of seen is that that's not really a mission as much as it is a description. That's what people were already doing here. And so...
And keep on doing.
Yeah. I think about where we're going and what we're going to do in the future, and I'm just excited about who we are now as a church and who we'll be. And it's so easy, I think, to focus in on all the negatives in our world and all the upheaval and the hard things, but I am always excited with the response that I see in our people, of compassion, generosity, people that are grieving over the state of the world while at the same time saying, hey, let's do something about it. And so I'm excited for us as a community to share that with Columbus and with the world as we go forward. And so any other hopes and dreams that you've been thinking through? Putting you on the spot a little bit there.
Thanks, honey. Always doing that. I just think for our community, I have a hope and dream of our children's ministry growing and just raising up new leaders through our children. I think is exciting to see. We have a very vibrant group of preschoolers and glow kids, and I just get excited looking at those faces and those spirits and those little hearts, and just knowing that there's just a lot for them to get done, but they're already off to such a good start because of the people of our church and because of the volunteers that help teach them every week, and the way that I just see people interact with all the children, is really special. So I'm excited about the children's ministry and just our church growing internally, with our hearts and our spirits and our theology. Chris teaching us to all be theologians, but also what God has got for our church as far as bringing more real love into real life to the community of Columbus.
So thanks for bearing with us for a year. We know we haven't been perfect in this year. Yeah. And we never expected you to be, but you have exceeded our expectations for sure, and our hopes. And
definitely,
we just feel blessed to be here and blessed to be part of this community, and we are looking forward to what God's doing among us and with us. And so our hearts are praying for you. We are excited to see some of you together, but again, we are looking out beyond that and anticipating the things that God is going to continue to do here on Go Down Road and also in all of our homes. So thanks for being a family to us.
We love you guys from the bottom of our heart, and we, again, just thank you so much for our wonderful first year in Ohio, and thank you for just all the love and grace that you guys have given us. It means more to us than we could say.
Thanks, Robin.
Hey, you're welcome.
All right, see you guys soon.